All right, everybody, welcome back to Tracklandia. This is the Brewery Tour, and I'm Jeff Merrill. A big thank you to Migration Brewing. That's where we are this evening. Let's give them a round of applause, everybody. Thanks for being here. The Brewery Tour, this is our second installment of the Brewery Tour, second stop. First one was Hammer and Stitch, and that was hosted by the Jacuzzi Boys Athletic Club. This one, we have UAC in the house, the Union Athletics Club. Union Athletics Club. All right. I am drinking a straight out of Portland IPA this evening for the show. And Sinclair, what are you having?
I think mine's a hazy IPA, also out of Portland.
It's a hazy IPA, also out of Portland. Fantastic. This is called Straight Out of Portland. That's what the SOP is.
Brewed in Portland.
Yeah, everything's brewed in Portland, straight out of Portland. We've got Sinclair Johnson here. We've got Ella Donahue, McKenna Keegan, a new member of the UAC, and Michaela Meyer here, also a new member of the UAC. So feel free to applaud at any time you want for all of these fine athletes here this evening. We're told that Donovan Brazier may be joining us later on this evening, so stay tuned for a special appearance from the man himself, Donnie Braz, who does not like to be called that, as we all know. A big thank you to Kellen and Tate, too, for Portland Track here. They took everybody on a nice rainy run beforehand around Peninsula Park. So, Kellen, Tate, thank you for your services. You look nice and shiny right now. A few announcements before we kick things off with the interview and we start talking to the UAC here. First off, congrats to our very own Caitlin Peel, running 2:35 in Berlin for an OTQ, Olympic Trials qualifier for 2024, and also Teresa Haley, who I believe is in the house too, 2:36 to qualify in Chicago. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got two in. We've got two in so far. The gates are open, and we're ready to roll still. Okay, another announcement, Flash. So if you don't know yet, Flash, that we had this event last year on December 16th. This year, it'll be on December 15th, 2022, and it is a showcase of the fantastic Portland and photographers globally, I guess, because this time around we're accepting submissions for best track and field photos from around the United States, and it's going to be a competition as well as an auction, and it's going to be an evening fundraiser for Portland Track too, a gala of sorts. So we're going to dress to the nines. I'll probably be wearing a tie again or a milk costume, whatever I decide on the day. Depends on how I'm feeling, I guess. Yeah, but Flash. So something we want to do to recognize the creative people in the sport, showcase the athletes who are subjects of these photos, and the work that goes into pushing this sport around the world. I always say that baseball had radio, football had TV, NBA has highlight reels and TikTok or whatever, and then track and field, we have photography. I think the photographers do the most in this sport to make our sport look cool, and we should recognize them. And hey, let's bid up their photos a little bit. Last year, I think the highest selling photo went for about 500 bones, something like that. Good stuff. But yeah, December 15th, put it on your calendar. If you want to if you're a photographer, go to portlandtrack.com and you can make your submissions now for 3 different categories: action photos, portraits and stills, and abstract and landscape. We'll have prizes for each one. And then the short list, the top 10 photos for each of those categories will be auctioned off and shown on the evening of Flash. So look out for that, and also look out for ticket sales in the coming weeks for everybody to come and join in the fun. All right. So each month on the Brewery Tour, we look into a different team and co-host this event with a different team. Portland Track puts this event on. And we are We are so connectors of sorts in the Portland community. I like to say, the premier track city in the United States. And this evening, we have the Union Athletics Club, which is our very own professional team in Portland, Oregon. Much like the Blazers and the Timbers and the Thorns, we have the Union Athletics Club as well. So, UAC was founded in 2021 right here in Portland, Oregon. Their colors are blue and white, and maybe black and gold now because they're wearing t-shirts. They're coached by Pete Julian, Sonia O'Sullivan, and trained in the gym by the big man, Dave McHenry, over at Pace. On the roster, they have 4 Olympians, 1 world champion, 5 world championship medals to their team's name, 5 national champions from 3 different countries, 15 national records between them. The trophy case is overflowing. Let's once again welcome Sinclair Johnson, Ella Donahue, McKenna Keegan, and Michaela Meyer here to the program, Tracklandia. That's what I'm talking about. You're just in time. All right, welcome back to Portland, everybody. We have a microphone here that we can pass around for you. So, before I forget, big congrats to Coco, too. 105, I believe, 105.41 for the half marathon, so best European debut ever. Did you guys get to watch that or talk to Coco afterwards?
We talked to her in the group chat a little bit, but since she's over in Europe, we didn't really get to talk to her. I don't know when she's going to be back. I think she's taking a little bit of a break right now. Is this on? Okay, it's on.
We're live.
But she's taking a bit of a break right now, but I'm sure she's going to be back in Portland soon, training with us. So, but yeah, that was really cool to see. She's a grinder, and we train with her every day, and so to see her have a really awesome performance like that after having a kind of a big injury last winter is very cool.
Yeah, and Pete's over there. I think I saw him on a scooter or something, and he looked like he was having a grand time. Valencia, how is it? I mean, Sinclair, you went over to Europe first time, I believe, running in the Diamond League this year. How is it over there, running in all those big-time meets?
It's great. It's such like a very electric atmosphere over there. Just track and field is a big deal. And so anytime you step on the track, just all the stadium is filled. People are loud and just excited to see you there. And they don't even know who you are, but they're just like, just because you're a runner, it's like a really cool thing. So to be able to compete over there and just get that kind of experience with the international field, and just it's very different, more physical type racing, and just every race is guns blazing. So, but it's cool. I mean, I had a great time and learned a lot and gained a lot of experience from it.
Do you think people race a little more daintily over here in the U.S. as opposed to the physical style that you're describing in Europe?
Yeah, I don't know if that's just because in the Diamond League circuit, there's like more money on the line, so there's a little bit more of an incentive to, I mean, even, from first to second, that's like a few grand you're talking about. So there's just not, unfortunately, there's just not that kind of prize structure in the domestic circuit as much so. But also, yeah, I don't know, that's just kind of how it is. Even, I mean, obviously World Champs too is like another one where there's a lot of prize money involved, but it's just a lot more physical, and people, they're fighting for more than just placing. So, it ends up being a little more pushy-shovey.
Nice, fantastic. Well, let's dive into the UAC a little bit. Union Athletics Club started in 2021. Give us a little background to the UAC. What does the team stand for? Where did the name come from? Does anybody have any info
That's
on
kind of
this?
before all of our time. I mean, this team, they were talking about the name and all that stuff before any of us were on the team. So if Donovan was here, I feel like he would be a better person to be able to give you answers to that question. But as far as like what we stand for, I mean, our model is... you know the model, right? The motto.
Yeah. Together we stand, together we thrive, together we stand, together we win.
And what does that mean? What does that mean to you, Ella?
Yeah, well, I think that, for me at least, joining this team, or the reason I picked this team was just because I mean, I think we have a diversity of individuals on the team, not just from like a distance and like racing background, but also from like, we have people from different countries. We have people who run, different events and stuff. And I feel like it's a very eclectic group, and people are individualistic, but when we come together, I think that's where we all shine the most. And I guess for me, in my first year training with this group, it's very cool to have such a wide range of talent. You can work out with Raven and, get your doors blown off in a 400 rep or 200 rep, but then, I can go over and train with Jess and Coco, and they'll pull me along in like a tempo workout. And I think that togetherness is like really what, ultimately, even though, we have Jess and Coco and whatever, they're gonna wear a different uniform at World Championships, it's like we're still helping each other. So yeah, I think that's kind of how I feel like Union is represented.
Yeah, and I think I would like you guys to wear Union Athletics Club uniforms at the World Championships because you should represent the team there, I think. And I've said that about all the teams that we have, but you guys are right here in Portland and represent all of us when you're out on the track. So very, very special to us. When you throw on that Union Athletics Club uniform, what does it mean to you when you're out there racing in front of the crowds?
I guess you guys haven't raced in a Union uniform yet.
Yeah, the rookies over here haven't put on the uniform yet, huh?
Yeah. Well, I guess I can answer, and if you want to answer. I don't know. I guess for me, like, coming onto the pro scene is a big deal, and, like, I think you go from being, one of the top people in college, then back again to the bottom kind of the ladder rungs. But that's exciting to me just because I think I have a lot of growth still to make, and putting on the uniform really represents kind of the belief that this team has in me, which is super cool to know that you have, obviously your coaches, but then your teammates that have your back and believe that you're going to do really great things. And so I think it is a responsibility, but it's also like a privilege to wear the uniform, and stay tuned for new kits next year.
Ooh, nice. So, Michaela and McKenna, you're the newest members of the UAC here. What does it mean to you? What did you see in 2021 from this team that drew you to it and made you say, hey, I want to wear the blue and white and come to Portland, represent that squad, run with them?
I think for me, like what you said, what you listed earlier, all of the accomplishments kind of speak for itself, and the athletes' talent and the coaches' talent. But once I started to talk to some of them, I think the mindset that everybody had, like everybody on the team wants to be great, and everybody on the team wants to reach that next level. And I think with some of the conversations I had with some of the team and the coaches before joining, like leading up to it, like that's what I was looking for, because that's kind of what I'm looking for personally, is to reach that next level. And I think if you're surrounded by people with that same mindset, like big things will happen for both the team and the individual. So I think that was my main draw towards this team, is just the talent that's already there and the coaching expertise that's already there, paired with the mindset that everybody wants to be great and everybody wants to excel in this sport.
Yep, all the same things. McKenna summed it up really well. I really enjoyed my conversations with Pete and the other coaches, and I feel like he does a great job with all of his athletes, and all of the athletes work together, and I think, together we can accomplish something amazing, and that's why I wanted to come here and wear the blue and white and accomplish something special together.
Yeah, and Pete Julian, the head coach at UAC here, I think he's on a scooter somewhere in Valencia right now. He's very passionate, and will talk your ear off about the sport in general, training, racing. And I think when I think about the UAC and what Union Athletics Club stands for, more than any other team out there, I know that Pete puts an emphasis on racing and competition. And that's a difference to a lot of other teams and squads out there that look at, well, let's hit times, and that's always necessary to get standards. But I think looking at racing, and it's exciting because you never really know what you guys are up to when you're in a race too. There's always these different lessons that you're trying to learn out there. I think he calls it the classroom when he steps on, or when you step on the track. Explain that a little bit, I guess, and your approach to racing.
Well, they would know better because they were racing under Pete, so.
I personally have never heard him call it the classroom, but
Maybe that's just to me.
it
then.
is a classroom. Yeah, do you have stuff to say on this?
Like, I never know what's going on in Pete's head, but yeah, I mean, when it comes to like the big important meets or the goals that we're trying to accomplish, it comes down to racing. It doesn't come down to time or, you know, you race the people on the day, and that's how you win the race, right? So I think he likes to put more emphasis on that rather than, you know, trying to go out and run these fancy times. And obviously there's like a time and place for that too. But I think there's just within the way he coaches us and the way that we view racing, there's like always lessons and experiences to be learned. So maybe that's what he's talking about when it's the classroom. And then, you know, whether it's a bad race or a good race, you can always learn something from it and take it to the next race, and be able to be better suited for whatever kind of race you get handed, because yeah, you don't know what's going to happen in a particular race. And, you know, the more races you have and the more different tactics you're I guess, exposed to, the better you're going to be to handle whatever kind of race is thrown your way.
And I think you're a prime example of that too, and probably a big reason why the two athletes over here joined the team, I would think, your success last year. Because going into, you were the national champion in the 1500 in your first national championship. Yeah, round of applause there. Going into that race, though, I mean, we knew that you ran a great race at Prefontaine. You ran 3:58 there and set a 5-second PR. You were the top American. But it's going into a championship-style race where there's no rabbits, and you have to look around the track and see, what's this person going to do? What's this person going to do? Like, what kind of skills do they bring to the table? And you were able to outmaneuver them and then blast, I think, a 43-second last 300 there. Which was absolutely amazing. What clicked for you over this last year? You changed teams and you came to UAC. What allowed you to open that up and access that?
Yeah, I think there's like a number of things, but I think the number one thing is I got my confidence back, and I felt like I lost a lot of that in the 2021 year. So to be able to feel confident in practice and have that translate into racing I think that was like a big thing of why I had success this year. And also too, I credit a lot to Pete and Sonia and Dave, and like we're just able to work together with things, and it's like a collaboration, and there's, you know, give and take, and, you know, there's a lot of like dialogue going on, and I feel like that has made me feel so confident in my training and confident in the day-to-day things that like just translate onto being on the track. And I just have this full belief in myself that is, you know, instilled in me through my coaches and stuff, but also just from the day-to-day of practice and being able to like kind of feel like I am ready to go fire on all cylinders when it comes on race day. So,
and
yeah.
I guess this is a question for all of you too. What type of racing do you enjoy the most? Is it falling in line in a time trial type situation where you're gunning for your time, or is it championship style racing?
I personally love championship style racing, but
I think we're seeing a lot of head nods over here. But
Yeah,
go.
I would say the same. You guys would say
Yeah.
the same too? I enjoyed the 5K at USA Championships. I was not strong enough to cover the final mile move, but I will be. So I'm looking forward to like running basically 6-minute pace for like 2.5 miles and then running fast then. So when I'm ready to run like those front girls did, I think, yeah, that type of racing is just very fun and exciting. And
What are you thinking about as it's 6-minute pace and clicking off and winding down? Are you thinking what do I have in here, and when can I execute that, or what's going through your mind?
Kind of just like actually like, oh God, how fast are they about to run on the last mile? You know, I mean, when you run that slow for the first 2 miles, you know that, especially with the women that we have, Carissa, Elise, Emily, you know, I think that this type of strength that they have is pretty insane. And so I was not surprised that they ran as hard as they did on the end of that. But yeah, I think you're just kind of anticipating a big move and just trying to respond as well as you can.
And how about McKenna over here? You came accomplished runner at Villanova, runner-up in the NCAAs, and you've carried the baton around the track a few times out there too, Penn relays. So talk about that team atmosphere in college, and in a lot of ways, that historically hasn't been around in the professional side of the sport, but it's fantastic to see teams forming like this and taking shape. And what do you hope to carry over from the college ranks?
In terms of the team aspect, that was also like another reason I joined this group. When I like decided that I wanted to go to the next level and like go pro after collegiate racing, part of the reason I like loved the sport so much is because of the team aspect and having teammates and having the supportive teammates, and I just think it makes it more fun. So I was definitely looking for that team aspect, and I think I kind of learned at Villanova like what a support, like how much a supportive group of people can like help you succeed. So I kind of was like, if I can surround myself again with a supportive team and a supportive group of people, I think that's where, for me, like the type of person I am, I think that's where I do best and where I'm able to like thrive more. So I guess in terms of that, that's kind of what I'm carrying over from Villanova, is like how much I appreciated the support of that team and how much so far like I felt supported on this team and like have appreciated that support as well.
And Michaela, yeah, same question to you. I know you've been a pro for a year now, but yeah, what do you hope to accomplish here in the UAC? And now that this is a team and this is an institution that will live on after you're done competing too, what do you hope to imprint on this team? What legacy?
Well, I have big goals, and I hope to accomplish something really special in the next couple years, and then even beyond that. I think that kind of moving to Portland and training with these ladies will help me accomplish something special and work towards big goals. And then kind of the legacy that I want to bring to the sport is just inspiring young athletes and young women to dream big. I think that something that really hindered me in my career and my progression throughout college was I wasn't allowing myself to dream big, and I really put myself in a box, and I didn't think could accomplish anything big. And then once my coach kind of truly inspired me and said, hey, why don't we try to qualify for regionals? And I didn't even think I could ever do that. And then he was like, let's just try to go to nationals. And I really was inspired. So I hope to kind of continue that and inspire young women to just shoot for the stars, I guess.
Yeah, and being here in Portland too, and UAC being a Portland team, there are a lot of, young women, girls, and young men too out there who are gonna have your poster on their wall, maybe, or like wallpaper on their phone or something that they can look to you as a representative of, like when you're running over in Europe, in Rome, or I don't know, what was your favorite place to run, Sinclair?
Probably Monaco.
Oh yeah, who doesn't love to run in Monaco? Over in Monaco, or here at the Portland Track Festival too, like, well, which is the Monaco, of the U.S.
I think they're the same.
Yeah, they're the same. Yeah, but that's where all these fans are going to come out, and they see you as a representative of them on the track, and it's inspiring for them too to see, for you to be here in the community as well and doing things like this. So thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having us. And I'm having a good time.
Let's turn our attention to the Lilac Grand Prix. How about that?
Yeah.
So last year, the first Lilac Grand Prix took place in Spokane, Washington, in the fabulous brand new facility, the Podium, and I would say it was a smash hit. It was hosted by Union Athletics Club, And in the nature of the Union Athletics Club, and that they love racing, invited all of the teams in the country to come out and compete there, and many of them did in different events, like the 600 and the 800 and 3,000, 5,000, and the DMR. But this year, so you guys last year, for those of you who don't know, UAC set a world record in the DMR indoors at the Lilac Grand Prix last year.
Woo! Yeah!
10:39. Ella, you led off the 1200 leg for that, and that's a scary place to be in a lot of ways, because you've got the team, you've got the whole team on your back there,
Yeah.
and you're leading it off, and you got to set them off in the right direction. Heading into that race, what was the feeling in the team? What were you guys telling each other? What was the mission?
Okay, so I feel like Pete was super intense, but we were not. We weren't. Remember when we were warming up? We were like, okay, yeah, so like I just have to run 3:16, and then like acting like it was nothing, even though it was gonna be hard, obviously. But I feel like, yeah, Pete definitely was really fired up about it, which I think obviously he was super excited for the possibility of us to do it and really believed in us. But I feel like, at least for me, I felt pretty confident that I was gonna do it. I don't know. That's one of the most confident, times I've ever felt, or most confident I felt in a race. Just I knew Jess was gonna be pacing me, so in that sense, I feel like I kind of had the easiest job of the entire team, just because I had someone who I trusted, who I trained with every day, that was gonna just like set me up, and she literally, the splits were perfect. And yeah, I think doing strides the day before, I just felt like, wow, I feel really good, and I was just like, I know I'm gonna do this. So I think that was like obviously I'm happy I did it for the team, but I think it was also a cool reminder for me that just like when you go in with belief in yourself, like it's obviously way better than going in thinking or doubting that you're gonna be able to do it. And so, but yeah, I definitely felt the pressure, but it was exciting. Like, our kind of whole vibe going in was, if we do it, we do it, and if we don't, we don't. Like, the world's not gonna stop. We're still gonna have fun, and like, just the like attempt of it in and of itself is really cool, and to do it with a new team. So I think we had good vibes for sure. It was fun.
I think, well, you were, I could be wrong, but you might have been the first team to do it with all members of the same team, because world records are recognized in relays by all members of the same nationality, but you were on the same team and took down that record, which was something special. Describe that moment afterwards, after Shannon ran across the finish line, and the crowd just erupted. It was a great crowd in the podium that night. Describe that feeling, and you guys, I mean, there was a mass of, you tackled Shannon, I think, and yeah, it was wild.
Yeah, it was really cool. Just, I mean, we were obviously all in the infield watching Shannon go lap after lap, and I think when she came around with like 800 to go, we're like, she's on pace, but it's going to be close, and and so we just kept watching her go around, and when she finally made that last turn, and we knew that she was going to eventually break the record, or run the split to break the record. We were just like, yeah, and the crowd was on their feet. Everything was so loud, and I think poor Shannon was so exhausted, and we just kind of went over and trampled her, and she's just like, I just need a minute to breathe. But it was exciting. Just, I mean, we'd been talking about it for about 2 months before it, and I know like things weren't ideal. Like, I was coming back from injuries, so I wasn't probably as fit as I could have been. Like, Raven got in like a car accident like the week of or something. And then I thought he had COVID, and it was just like a mess before, like the week leading up to it, especially. So then for it all to come together on the day was like really special and just a fun thing to do, because you don't get to run relays a lot as professional track athletes. So. Yeah,
there was a lot of, it was tense leading up to that moment. I remember that. Pete said, Raven got in a car accident. It just showed she was fine.
Yeah,
she
was
was
like
fine,
a little fender
luckily.
bender, but obviously you just get a little rattled after something like that.
Yeah, it shows how difficult it is to get 4 athletes on the line, healthy and ready to go, and to take a shot at something like that too, and to all be on the same team was amazing. That record was then, I believe, a month or so later,
Yeah.
something like that,
Yeah.
broken by a squad of New Balance runners out in Boston. So right now, you do not hold the world record for the DMR. How did that sit with you there when you saw that they went out and broke that record?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, first and foremost, it's just for fun. Like we're not winning, there's no prize money involved.
This
like,
is professional sports, Sinclair.
but there is a record on the line, and it's more of a pride thing. But other than that, there's really not a whole lot that we get from doing something like this. It's a lot of it was just like, let's just go do this. It's fun. And I think the only part that kind of irked me was just that we had invited everybody to come race us at our meet. And when New Balance was going after this record, granted it was, their opening of their new stadium and it was a New Balance event, they didn't invite us over there. So hopefully
Snubbed. You felt snubbed.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get the invite. So hopefully this next year, I think we're going to obviously probably go after it again. And we're going to invite everybody again. So hopefully there will be some teams that show up and give us a run for our money. Because, yeah, I mean, we want to, we don't want to just have the record just to have the record. We want to have the record and beat all these other teams too, just to prove that, yeah, we're fast, but we're also the best.
So you heard it here first. That's right. For Portland, the UAC, you heard it here first. They're going after the record again, January 27th, the Lilac Grand Prix, the DMR. And anybody out there, Sinclair said it with her chest, come out, teams, New
And
Balance,
race us.
Boston,
Yeah.
race them.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it.
I took the words out of your mouth. I'm getting excited. But yeah, that's what this sport is all about. It's about racing. And I hold the belief, actually, that I think if you're going for a world record, you should have to invite the world record holders
Yeah,
to challenge.
you're telling me.
Yeah. All right. Well, fantastic. Put it on your calendar. We don't know. Well, I imagine the legs are undecided
Yeah,
at this
don't
moment.
know. Yeah, don't know the lineup just yet. I mean,
Okay.
we
You
haven't even started official practice yet, so we're gonna need a few months, but we'll be ready. I promise.
Yeah, you have a lot to choose from now. The team is getting
Yeah,
bigger.
True.
Which leg would you want to run, Sinclair?
Ooh, that's a good question.
You got the 1200
I
lead
know.
off, 400, 12 or 800, and then 1600. You ran the 800 last year.
I personally would probably like to anchor, because I like high pressure situations, especially when it comes to racing, and that's when I feel like I thrive the best. So yeah, I probably would want to do the anchor leg.
Okay. Ella,
Yeah.
you ran the 1200 last year. What do you think? You ready to do that again, or do you want to?
Yeah, I mean, pressure's on you. Go for it. Love that for you. I mean, probably the mile or the 12 are the legs that I would be the best at. I mean, we have such an amazing group of 800 runners, and then even McKenna and Raven on the 400 I could see being really good. So I liked leading off. In college, when I ran the DMR, I always let it off. I feel comfortable doing that, and especially, again, if someone's going to pace, it's like, it feels easy, you know? Just following your teammate. So, yeah.
How about you, McKenna?
I mean, either of the middle two, the 4 or the 8, those are just the events that I normally run. So, but yeah, either one would be great to just go after it and see what happens.
What is it being a Villanova runner and having a storied relay history? What does this kind of excitement mean that this drama is unfolding now? Team versus team. And there's a major competition brewing on January 27th with batons.
I mean, I love it. I love competition. I love the racing. I say go for it, bring it on, see what happens. But with Penn relays, we always looked forward to that weekend. Like, I love a relay, especially because this sport, a lot of times it's very individual, and like it's just you stepping on the track. So when you get the opportunity to step out on the track with teammates that you've been training with and that are supportive of one another, I think it's such a really cool experience to be able to have. So yeah, I love good competition. So I love the excitement around it.
Nice. Michaela, what legs are you thinking about? What's your favorite DMR leg there?
I'm tempted to say the 400 because it is the shortest. But if we want to go talent, yeah, I probably think that the 800 or the 12 would be kind of in my wheelhouse. 1600 sounds pretty long right now. I might need a couple more tempos in me to go that far. But yeah, I feel like the 800, it's my bread and butter. I love that event, love that race. So be honored to be on it. But honestly, I'd take any leg. I'm not picky.
Could we see 2 full teams out there? 2 full UAC teams, do you think? Well,
Yeah.
I think, well, I could be wrong. We might be putting it out there that doesn't matter the nationality this time around. You just have to be on the same team.
Are you making that rule?
I might.
All right, yeah, sure. I'll take that. We'll have 2 UAC teams if you make that rule happen.
Nice. Okay. January 27th, like I said, be there in Spokane, Washington for the DMR. Let's see, what do we have here? Do we have anything else left to talk about? I think we might. Did you guys have any questions for me?
No, I'm good. Anyone have
All
questions?
right. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's okay. Oh, that's right. We did have some questions from the audience. So this is from a YouTube viewer right now. Who can deadlift the most on the UAC squad? Sinclair says Pete Julian.
No, honestly, probably Dave. Okay. For sure. Yeah, please, a round of applause for our strength coach, Dave. Probably Don. Honestly, Raven. Raven is so strong, so explosive, very powerful. Yeah. What was it?
Awesome. Great. I hope the YouTube viewer likes that answer. Are there any questions from the audience out here for our UAC members? Don't be shy. We will have a trivia game too, I believe, that we're going to be playing with the audience here to win some swag out here. So maybe while we're doing that, you can think of some questions here. But one last question from me. I guess, have you all, well, before UAC was named UAC, there was a name, Pete's Dragons, for the team. And a lot of people were upset that name wasn't selected, and rightfully so. Like, it should never be selected. But I feel like the fire on the logo is a little reference to the dragon there. Have you guys all been watching House of the Dragon?
Yes. No. Okay. Yes.
Okay, no spoilers. Ella, are you a fan?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's all we need to know. By the time season 2 of House of the Dragon comes out, fall of 2024, I believe. So I will be gray. What do you hope to have accomplished? The microphone's in your hand.
Okay. Me personally?
Yeah, and for UAC.
Okay, yeah, I would love to have made my first Olympic team. That would be very cool. I think that's the big goal for me. Anyone else want to add?
Settling down to watch season 2 of House of the Dragon here. Yeah, fall 2024. You got the popcorn in your lap, Sinclair. What's your medal chest looking like there?
My medal chest.
Yeah, do you have the DMR world record at this point?
We better. Yeah, definitely DMR record. For as team goals, I think hopefully by that year, yeah, we have 3, 4, 5, 6 Olympians, 7. I don't know. How many people are on our team? Everybody? Yeah. I think that would be obviously super special. Maybe even some medals to go with that. Yeah, I think that would be pretty special to do. Yeah.
Medals.
Medals.
All right. How about you two down there? You're watching House of the Dragon. Never seen it before, by the way.
You've never seen it?
No, I have. But yeah, I thought you said down there that you haven't seen
No,
it.
I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
No, sorry.
McKenna hasn't seen it. You
No,
got a lot of
sorry.
time to watch season 1.
Okay.
Yeah, and the full Game of Thrones suite. too.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I'll get started tonight.
Fantastic.
Sorry, the question, right. I would say the same as Ella. Obviously, 2024, everybody has the goal in mind, the Olympics. So, yeah, similar to what Sinclair said, if all of us could, in the fall of 2024, say that we're Olympians, I think would be really awesome and cool for the team. And then, yeah, that's my personal goal, is obviously just to make it there, yeah.
As a fellow House of Dragons fan, when I'm sitting down to watch season 2 in the fall, I also hope to be making Olympic teams, kind of making world teams, you know, hopefully making, like, going to the final at Worlds and stuff, so, and the Olympics. But yeah, just going to be an exciting team, and hopefully we continue to grow as a team and grow together. I feel like we've got a lot of talent that I'm sitting next to, and also around UAC, so it'll be exciting when we all, you know, watch season 2 together. It's gonna be, we'll all sit with our medals and be like, yeah, it's time.
Team green or team black for you in House of the Dragon?
Oh, that's hard. I like them all.
Oh, really? Wow. You're just rooting for everybody in
Rooting
this
for everyone.
Civil War of
Yeah,
Dragons?
Civil War of Dragons. I like everyone.
Fantastic. All right, well, yeah, it's been a pleasure having. What was that? What happened over here?
No. Yeah,
Oh.
no spoils.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ella, man. Yeah, this is a tough thing to do. We should have had this in 2023. I
Yeah,
guess.
it just came out on Sunday.
I know. Yeah, nobody watched this unless you've seen it. Sorry, spoiler alert. Yeah, it's been a pleasure having you guys up here and talking to you a little bit again. I know this won't be the last time because you're our team here in Portland, and yeah, that's really special to us, I think. As we continue to have these things, and you guys race in Portland and at the Portland Track Festival, and then around the world too, and we can tune in and have watch parties, and we can point to the screen and say, hey, that's our blue singlet up there, and take pride in those wins. Thank you for doing that for us. Thank you for putting us on your back out there. It's
Thank you.
yeah. Let's give a round of applause to UAC here. And then let's see, do we have some trivia questions here? I believe I've been texted. Yeah. All right, so we've got some items here, some UAC swag on the table. And I believe these questions are they're straight from tonight's show too, straight from the interview. So there is nothing here that hasn't been said in the show. So if you were paying attention, you could walk out of here with this shirt on. Number 1, what is Union's motto? We'll do a hand raising here. Somebody throw their hand up if they'd like it. Any takers? Any takers out there? Yeah, we need order here. We got to have it in the right order.
Okay, I think I messed it up.
Oh, okay.
That is so embarrassing. I have it now, but
That's close. This is close.
Bob.
Bob, yes.
Together we stand, together we thrive, together we win.
That's it. Together we stand. Together we stand, together we thrive, together we win. That's it. That's right, Bob.
What did I say?
No, I think you did it.
Stand, thrive, win.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. First you stand, then you thrive, and then you win.
Then we win.
Then you win. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, Bob, we've got a sweatshirt, we've got 2 t-shirts and a hat up here. Oh yeah, Bob. Looking good in the hoodie. All right. Where was Sinclair's favorite place to run in Europe? Oh, yes, over here. Yep, Monaco. Easy. Easy one. Here, come on up here. What's your name, sir? Ben. Ben, congratulations.
These are. Medium. But I think there are more sizes.
We can exchange it too.
Yeah. Thank you, Ben. Okay, this one. Where did McKenna graduate from college? Over here? Yep, Villanova. City of brotherly love. And then lastly here, as Steph's making her way around, what day is the 2023 Lilac Grand Prix taking place? Dave, yes, January 27th for the hat. There it is. Be there, Spokane, Washington.
We can also give you a shirt.
Do we have a shirt? Do we have another shirt?
We'll swap it out, yeah. All right. It's been a pleasure, everybody. Thank you again. Brewery, stop number 2 here for Tracklandia. We will see you next month at a new location. All right. Good night.